Is this everyone? As I'm sure you've all guessed, the crystal which now commands the eastern skies was summoned by Ultima. He called it Origin. Though the significance of that name is as yet unclear.
What does it matter what it's called? Its emergence tore Twinside asunder and wiped my homeland from the map.
Mention of the Dominion spires can be found in the oldest of Valisthian records. But to the best of my knowledge, none provide any hint as to their true nature. That they would prove the horns of some slumbering demon. Well...
The Dominion's demise was at least quick. Elsewhere, the Republican army cannot hope to contain the chaos engulfing Randalar. Canva is in flames, and the Empire.
Our allies are crying out for answers. I've sent the Cursebreakers to give them what assurances we can, but right now that amounts to fuck all.
They wouldn't be able to stop what the skies have started in any case. People here and across the realm grow sicker with every passing day.
Could it be that this new Mother Crystal is like the others? That it draws upon the land's ether? It certainly looked that way from stone here.
If that were true, it would explain the hastening spread of the Blight since the crystal's appearance. Would it not?
And as the land's ether slowly rises to the surface, it pools, corrupting all who cannot channel its energies. Archay above, ether floods below, and in the middle, here we languish, hopelessly entrapped.
It's all right. When we faced him at Stone here, Ultima told us his true power quickens in the halls of Origin. Needless to say, we cannot allow that to continue. If we are to stop him, we will have to find a way into the crystal.
How are we going to manage that then? It's up in the sky. And fast as she is, the Enterprise can't fly.
It's a lot to take in, and I reckon we'd all benefit from some time to clear our heads. The answer will come to us. Don't you worry. Ain't that right, Clive?
Right. That's right.
Well, go on then. Bugger off. Same goes for you, Clive. You won't solve anything like this. Trust me. Go and get some fresh air, eh?
Thank you. Joshua seemed upset. Ultima may have created us, but he doesn't make us who we are. Only we can do that. And if he would have us fight for our survival, so be it. It's what we've been doing all along.
Much like Ultima himself, it would seem. His new world being naught but a means to survive. And so, we must contend to decide which of us shall inherit the land. Should Ultima prevail, it will mean death for us all. Of that, we can be certain. But even should he fail, what world awaits us? A withered, godless place where our newfound freedom will most like prove a chain in itself.
Well, that may be. But a chain can always be broken. As long as one has the will to break it. It won't be easy. It may take generations. Centuries of suffering. And that is, if everyone plays their part. But it will happen. And when it does, it will be on our terms. That is the world that awaits us.
Indeed. And what better world could one wish for?
But first, we have to reach that crystal.
Then it's a good thing I have wings.
You can barely stand, let alone fly. And only the Founder knows what horrors await in those skies. Are you certain about this?
Am I certain? I am the Phoenix. I will do what I must. This is our fight. Remember?
All right. I yield. But only what you must, yes? I'm still your sworn shield.
That you are.
And what of my wings? Lest you forget, you go to stand against a god. I would not have you succumb to fatigue before the fight begins. Ifrit, your brother mentioned that some few of the dominants who had lost their power to you were still able to prime. Is that true?
It is. But their icons no longer submitted to their will.
Then mine will have to be stronger. That you both might save your strength for the battle to come.
You don't have to do this.
If you do, there's a chance you might lose all you have left.
And what have I but regret? My life ended in the Dominion. I fear death no more. Besides, I would have words with Ultima. He has much to answer for.
We are in your debt, Dion.
We can speak of debts when this is over.
He speaks like a man who knows he's not coming back. And has come to terms with that.
That doesn't mean that we have to. Does it, Clive?
Time to talk to Jill. I only hope she understands.
Come to wish on a star.
That might not be such a bad idea. This is it, Jill. You know what I have to do. Why I have to do it. There's no turning back now. This is where our journey was leading us. Where it will end, for better or worse.
I could pray to Metia for you. But you'll be all right, won't you, Clive? You always are.
I did promise we'd watch the moon together.
I'll be waiting.
It's almost time. Better make sure I haven't forgotten anything. Something tells me this is no mere adventure story. What is it this time, Torgal?
Clive, my boy! Rutherford informs me that we owe you our thanks.
I would have done the same for anyone else.
You're far too modest, Clive.
From what little I saw.
I suppose I should have expected the worst. But I was rather hoping the great and good of the realm might have things a little more under control. Alas, it seems that firm leadership is in short supply these days. We must move quickly.
But where do we start?
True, the challenges that face us are many. The realm's armies and her larders. As you've seen firsthand, it's every man and woman for certain cities have banded together to try and maintain some semblance of order, and yet, the only remedy for the chaos that faces us is unity. In short, if Storm does not stand together...
But how would one even begin to unite the realm?
The armies, my boy. Sadly, I doubt I could convince even the lowliest gaggle of... But I do know someone the High Commanders have been known to listen to on occasion.
I thought he was retired.
He was. Until an Akashic army tore through Randalar, and as luck would have it...
Of course you have.
And he's agreed to help. Havel has always been a man of frustratingly rigid principle. I extolled your many virtues as best I could, of course. You don't mind, do you, my boy?
Of course not. As long as chaos reigns, we will never... And if the Field Marshal wishes to speak with me in person...
That's the spirit.
I'll leave for Randalar. Would you send a Stolas?
Of course. Rutherford is already in the Dalmekian capital.
Excellent.
No. Thank you, Clive.
Say what you will. Lady Karen has seen us.
Pining for something, boy. What is it? What do you see out there? I never did ask where you got that anklet of yours.
From Sid, that's why.
That long ago?
And you're only thinking to ask this now? Clap that there iron on him to keep him from doing it.
What was wrong, boy?
I'll take like as not. Doubly hard in being a frost wolf. Sid would always tell him. I reckon what he were looking for was you.
I'm sorry, Torgal. Sorry for making you wait so long. Let's get that thing off you.
Doug Sal.
Indeed. You miss Sid as much as the rest of us, don't you? You want me to go with you somewhere?
Quick, aren't you?
Not nearly as much as you have, lady.
Aye, good thing and all.
Your kindness is appreciated.
Only because he doesn't talk back like the rest of you.
Where to then, Torgal? All right, Torgal. I'm going to need a little bit more than that, boy. Do you have a better hint for me? Unless... Why don't we try the rookery? I haven't been to the island in... To Port Isolde, then. Fingers crossed the old mooring is still there. Vivian, and I'd be happy to help you find the book you're looking for.
Thank you, Clive. But tracking it down will not be easy.
Please. You have always granted me your wisdom and insight when it's only right that I return the favor.
You are too kind. Alas, what I ask of you is rather more trying than delivering. I spoke with Harpocrates to see if he had any inkling. But perhaps it is best that you hear the
If you say so.
Forgive me, Clive, but this book, it set me on the path to becoming who I am today.
Ah, Clive, my boy. What a pleasure it is to see you.
Harpocrates. There's something I need to ask you. I've been charged with locating a book called From a Distance.
Then you seek a rare gem indeed. One whose name I had not thought to hear from your lips. You've been talking to Vivian.
Right as always. But she didn't seem keen to tell me very much.
And yet I gather it did naught to dissuade her. Clive, if the young professor... I fear she asks the impossible. The executors would not allow it.
The executors?
Coveters of secrets. A clandestine organization committed to the collection and intenebration of forbidden texts, and one such text being the tome Vivian seeks, a tale which could overturn the established order were it ever to become widely known, or so rumor has it.
How is it that I haven't heard of this organization?
Why, secrecy is the executor's watchword. They lurk in the shadows.
Which would explain why Vivian's copy...
By the hand of the executors, yes.
But what drives them? Self-interest or ideology?
Fine question. Sadly, all you may just as soon ask me of their origin.
And my hunt was doomed from the first. What was Vivian expecting?
Not from thin air, no. Rumors of the executors are rife among the Scots, but rather less so across the strait. I have a friend, well, I had a friend in the village of Garnick. Alas, I have heard naught from him since the skies fell, but though he did not mention it by name, if you were, by some chance...
Very well. When I next find myself in Walloon, I'll be sure to pay Garnick a visit.
I was wondering when next you'd visit. I have a few new notes that might interest you. I have quite the find for you today. You wish to study the tomes?
Do you see that too?
What is it? Oh, please. Just make it stop. I'm scared.
Ready, girl? Can't be Rutherford, can it?
Turncoats and cowards! The lot!
Allow me.
I don't need your...
Please, Field Marshal, oblige him.
This won't take long.
You're right. It won't. Men, finish him.
A little longer than I'd have liked. Field Marshal Havel, I presume. Are either of you injured?
No, my lord. You arrived just as our escort turned on us.
Fucking traitors. I'd heard reports of soldiers in the outlying regions abandoning the oaths they swore. But I hadn't thought the corruption had reached so close to the heart of the Republic. It's a fucking disgrace. Your interfering old bastard of an uncle tried to warn me, of course. My lord Marquis, or is Sid the Outlaw more to your liking?
Call me what you want. It doesn't change who I am, or the urgency of the message I bring.
Before I agree to anything, I'd have you answer one question. What do you stand to gain from all this?
I won't deny that I might benefit from further chaos. But I seek a new beginning for all of us. And while the choices I've made, I know I made them for the right reasons. For so long, so many of us have been told how we could live, when it should have been our decision all along. But in order to take it, we must stand together. Even if it be beside those with whom we don't see eye to eye.
Certainly not the words I expected from an outlaw. You are no ordinary outlaw. I'll never hear the end of this. All right. Next, I'll make contact with my counterparts in the Imperial Army and see if I can't convince them to try and restore order in their own territory.
Thank you, Field Marshal.
But they are not the only ones we will...
What do you mean?
I don't doubt that I can bully some sense into a few generals. We will need an envoy.
I'm flattered. But I'm no diplomat either, and I have other problems to attend to. What we need is a skilled arbitrator.
Is that so? And would he happen to be an outlaw too?
Of a different kind, perhaps.
Beggars can't be choosers. I suppose we'll all have to find a little of the outlaw in ourselves if we're to make it through this.
I shall.
My Lord Marquis, your Lord Uncle bade me escort the Field Marshal.
And I will see that my associate joins you there.
Very good, my lord.
An envoy. I can barely convince my brother to take his medicine. Someone like Quentin. Quentin, I have a proposal for you.
Do you now? Something tells me you'll be asking more of me than a cask of Gotand gold. Go on then. Propose. You'd have me convince the chiefs and chamberlains of the realm that they can do the one thing that has proved impossible.
I know it's a lot to ask.
And you'd have me give up what little I have. The people of Lostwing are my family. You'll have to find someone else.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So am I.
And why might that be?
What he's asking. They want you to speak for those who can't speak for themselves. That's... If it's the vineyard you're worried about, we'll see that the grapes are picked and the tons filled. You know...
It's not that.
Then what is it?
You know that's not what I'm...
Then what are you, son? That only we are worth saving? Why turn your back on everyone else? Who's to say you couldn't convince the entire realm?
A stirring argument. I fear that any rejoinder I make might fall somewhat flat by...
So you'll join us? Field Marshal Havel will want to speak with you in person. I can arrange for a party of Cursebreakers to accompany you there.
That would be very much appreciated. I hear the roads are far from safe.
Hopefully not for long. My uncle will want to know that his plan is taking shape. It's still here. A lot smaller than I remember. And you're a lot bigger. You might have to swim, boy. I wasn't being serious. This place hasn't changed at all. The rookery's right through those trees. Come on. Race you there? I bet I could still beat you. Here we are. This was our hideaway. Wasn't it, Torgal? Coming here helped me to forget who I was. Or wasn't. Prince, shield. Son his mother could love. Had I been any one of those things? Perhaps. What is it, boy? This is all from the castle. In Phoenix Gate. Did you bring these here? My sparring sword. Well. You never stopped looking for me, did you, boy? Thank you, Torgal. For never giving up. For never forgetting. Let's take this with us, shall we? So I don't forget either. That's not the way back to the boat, Torgal. All right. I think I know where we're going. People always talk about the importance of putting the past behind you. But without it, we wouldn't be who we are today. And we certainly couldn't steer our way to a better tomorrow. Come on, Torgal. Let's go home.
Why the hell would Victor take the bearer's side?
Here to help me pack? Thanks, but I'll be traveling light. I'm almost finished already, in fact.
You're really going to go through with this, then?
I am. But before I go, there is one small issue I'd like...
If it's within my power to help you, I will.
It's the children. I refuse to let them share in my disgrace. And if I leave them here, they surely will. Our friendship would see them ostracized forever. I can think of only one place where they are certain to be safe, and provided for, and loved. The Hideaway.
Of course.
Thank you, Clive.
Lubor!
What is it, Ferda?
There's been a flood in the Velcroy. The League of Outlaws encampment was completely submerged in ether.
What?
Every last one of the bastards has turned. And they're headed this way.
Bandits are one thing. But but Akashic bandits are quite another. We need to evacuate. There's no time to lose. Further, gather the men. The Akashic may strike at any moment. Well, what are you waiting for?
Yes, my lord.
Clive, change of plan. The children stay with me for now. Tell them to prepare for a full and immediate evacuation.
Understood.
I'll do what I can to convince everyone else. You have to listen to me. They're coming.
Why do they always have to make such a...
What do you want, Lord Underhill?
To pass on an important message. There's been an ether flood out in the Velcroy. The camp where the so-called League of Outlaws were gathering has been swallowed. They're no longer just bandits. They're Akashic now, and they could be here at any moment. You need to begin preparing for a full-scale evacuation right away.
Oh, do we? And who was it who gave you this disturbing news, might I ask?
Lubor, perhaps? The man spreading the same poison out in the square as we speak. You may believe his lies, my lord, but we know better.
But why would he lie about something like this?
Some twisted attempt at revenge, perhaps. If he had not been unmasked, he may well have been elected our leader. A great one, he might well feel aggrieved at having been denied.
Lord Underhill, forgive me, but it has become all too evident where your sympathies lie. Lubor cannot be trusted, and...
You may not trust me, but for the sake of your people, ask yourselves if there is any
There isn't. You can be certain of that. Now be off with you.
You're making a mistake. It's no use. They're not going to listen to me. We'll just have to do what we can without them. I should speak to Lord Furder.
I think we'd better shut up.
What's Lubor raving about now?
Lord Furder.
Cid, what?
I went to warn Conrad and Natalie about the Akashic, but they wouldn't listen. They've convinced themselves that nothing Lubor says can be true.
The bloody fools.
Which means the town guard can't be counted on for support. But I can. If there's anything I can do to help you defend Dalamil, you only have to ask.
I appreciate it.
Cid! Further! I've been looking for you everywhere.
Victor? I thought you'd left.
I couldn't abandon a friend in need. And Lubor is in need at this very moment. Come quickly.
You have to believe me! The Akashic are coming! They don't eat, they don't sleep, they don't tire, and they don't care who they kill. They're unlike anything that's come before. There won't be no parley, no mercy granted! We may have saved the town once, but this is different. I do not ask that you forgive me, but please, believe me, if you do not run, you will die. You will all fucking die!
You'd like that, wouldn't you, bearer?
Yeah, with us out of the way, your kind will be free to claim Dalamil for yourselves.
You should run!
Run, bearer!
Yeah, run!
Run!
Far away!
Run!
Just go!
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes!
Go on, then.
Go on, go! Just go.
Lubor.
Wait. Someone's coming.
Stop! You're hurting him! What did Lubor ever do to you? He solves all your stupid problems, and he keeps all of you safe. You know there's nothing he wouldn't do for this town. Who was it who made that cleaver you use every day, Conrad? And what about your counting table, Natalie? Who fixed that? Whose men make sure the streets are clean so all your boots don't get dirty? Who spends all day every day making sure things run smoothly round here? And none of you ever say thank you. Ever. But did Lubor ever complain? Well, does he ever stop smiling? He keeps this whole place going. And you act like it doesn't even exist!
Lubor, we've heard enough.
Wait!
We will not run. The town guard will not abandon the very place it is sworn to protect.
And I will not give up for lost the stores that we labored so hard to fill.
So tell us, how do you propose we deal with these Akashic of yours?
We won't run, but we will fight.
All right, then. Fine. Gather round if you don't want to die.
Allow me to explain the situation. The ether flood occurred near the village of Cheratina. The place had been abandoned for years, until the League of Outlaws decided to make it their base of operation. Now they're all turned, and...
They are mindless monsters, driven only by hate and rage. And they are... With the bandits, we at least knew how and where they were likely to attack. When these creatures come, Dalamil will have the bitterest fight. The town guard will muster at the north gate. Both forces will provide men to serve as scouts and messengers, and as soon as it has been, Conrad, can I count on the support of the town guard?
Always.
I leave the selection and coordination of the messengers in your hands, Vict, and the command of our men in yours, Ferda. If you would consider it done.
As you wish.
Natalie, I would ask that you and your people have the townsfolk barrack and tell the merchant not to waste time securing anything beside the essentials. As long as we survive, our riches can be regained. And if anyone doubts that,
Very well. I shall tell them.
Where do I fit into this plan?
Where else but the most perilous place of all? I would like you to travel to the home of our Earth main host, is most likely still there.
A little gardening. How pleasant. Luckily, so am I.
So you are. All right then, we all know what we have to do. Now...
Looks like everyone's ready. There's the flood. But what's waiting for us inside? Can't leave a single one alive. The League is disbanded. I should get back to Dalamil and see how the others fared.
All the Akashic we were able to find seems that might be the last of them.
Lubo, Sir Clive has returned.
Clive! What news from Charatina?
It's done. Root.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Thank you, my lord.
Friends, the Horde has been driven back, and we need not fear the arrival of any more, thanks to Clive. Victory is ours.
We bloody did it!
We saved Dalamil.
Lubor, after all you have done for this town.
But we did. We only hope that you can forgive us.
We need you, Lubor. So, if you would still like to be considered for the position of mayor...
You do remember that I'm a bearer, don't you?
We do. But that is not a stain on your character. It is a stain on ours.
I see. But I will only accept your proposal.
Name them.
That you will both do everything in your power to rally your... If the Town Guard and the Merchants League do not accept my leadership, unity is the key to defending Dalamil. When that time comes, I will expect...
Of course. You have our word.
And secondly, you will accept that if the mistreatment of bearers must end here in Dalamil. Any bearer within our walls shall be afforded the same rights as any other citizen. They will not be judged by what they are.
As we failed to do. And
we agree to your conditions. And...
Condition accepted. Well then, it seems my mayorship is all but confirmed. Do I get some sort of special hat? How fickle fate can be. Not so long ago I had... And now, I find myself her leader. Here. For everything.
Lubo.
Fear not. You are, of course, relieved of your responsibility. I would sooner face another horde of Akashic than see them brought up as outlaws.
I don't doubt that you will. And not just the children. But everyone...
I'll do my best. Can't have all your hard work going to waste.
Lord Marquis, if you have a moment.
What is it, Cyril?
One of our brethren lately journeyed across the strait. In order to pursue, he sent an owl some while ago, but...
Was he surveying another fallen ruin?
No. The object of his study was a savior cult that is an ancient religion that worshipped Ultima, as it by gaining an understanding of this new faith.
And so you sent one of your brothers to Ash?
Fully cognizant of the risks, yes. I entrusted the mission to one of the most able of... Though he has been silent for some days now, I have thus far refrained from Yet, it seemed only right to inform you, for as you so earnestly advised me...
It would not. But ashes...
Perhaps. The last owl I received from him, Mickleberg was its name. It lies in the southern reaches of Waloed. If aught ill befell him...
Right. I'll see what I can do.
You are much too kind. Go then, with my hopes. And may the firebird's flame ever burn in you.
Come on. Run like the wind. This must be Mickleberg. Thanks, Gal. These people aren't turned. And the village seems safe enough at least. What is going on here?
Ah. Did you, too, heed the call?
Heed the call? No, I came here looking for someone. To be honest, I wasn't sure I'd find him here.
Is that so?
What are you doing here?
It is my home. The others...
You keep saying that.
They came here to perform the rite. Just as King Barnabas in this village is their altar, where they shall cast their shoals upon the gentle waters.
Give themselves.
Oh, Lord, let us be reborn in your loving arm.
Free us from the torment.
They want to be safe. Forgive me.
You mean the traveler from Storm?
Thank you. They seek the same salvation Barnabas did. At least the third chair is still alive. Let's go and find him. Excuse me.
I am. Lord Rosfield.
That's right. And you must be the third chair.
I am.
Cyril was worried for your safety.
Then I must apologize. I did not mean to trouble the bearer of the burning quill. Much less you, my Lord Marquis.
He said that you had failed to report. Is there a reason for that?
I came here to study the followers of this new faith. You have seen them at their prayers. They devote themselves to the veneration of their Lord, praying night and day that they might be rid of their wicked wills, not that they might be granted respite from their worldly woes. Serve him with all of their beings. I, too, swore to devote my life to this. And so I would see it through to the end, see these people safe, that they might do their duty to their Lord.
You do understand what their dream is, don't...
I do, my lord. They would cast aside their wills and become Akashic. I know that it may be hard to believe, but forgive me. My lord. Did you hear that, my lord?
I'll go and find out what. An ether flood. There must be something I can do. Echoes as well. Come on. Over here! What now? We meet again. I've killed your kind before. Damn it! Don't you die. Come on, speak to me.
I had to save them, that they might have a chance to find true salvation by devoting themselves to the service of their Lord. Just not as I did. When the Undying plucked me from the gutter and gave me a cause to believe in. A duty to serve was everything to me, and I would not deny them that fulfillment, even if they must become a Kashik in order to achieve it. Forgive me, my Lord Marquis. I did not mean to trouble you with this. My findings. Could you deliver them to Master Cyril for me?
Of course. Your duty will be done.
Look, my lord. They are saved.
They are saved. Found her. I should get this report to Cyril.
Welcome, welcome. A fine choice. Of course.
The bearer of the burning quill is within.
My Lord Marquis, I am glad to see you hale and whole.
I met with your third chair, Cyril. He bade me deliver his findings.
Thank you, He remained in Ash?
He died protecting the villagers from an echo. I buried him in Mickelberg. I'm sorry that I couldn't save him.
If you could not save him, no one could.
The villagers, they were believers in this. They prayed to their god that they might be unburdened of their wills. Then an ether flood came. Your brother sacrificed himself that they might live, even knowing that that life was death by another name.
Then he perished defending liberty. For the right to choose how one dies is no less sacred than the right to choose how one lives. A noble ambition. It matters not how misguided others, only that the decision is one's own. We live for better or worse. That is our creed.
But he didn't die for your creed. He died to save them, and you still believe that what he did was right.
I believe that he believed it was. We of the and this was his will. The ultimate expression of it.
All right. I'd like to know this man's name, Cyril. To know the names of all the Undying who've fallen in the line of duty. They died serving my house. That is my duty.
Of course. I shall fetch the Book of Martyrs at once. My lord, it has been, and shall ever be, the greatest honor of my life to serve House Rosfield. Though our duties may differ, and were they here, I have no...
garrison is threatening to pull their sentries from the markets.
I would speak with this duke.
Saw the captain just now.
Your town needs you.
Do you have a moment, Clive?
What is it?
It's the Duke, unsurprisingly. The town was left all but unguarded, so Philippe was compelled to form a citizen's watch to fill the void. And though my dear boys have been characteristically willing to assist him in this, they want for bodies. So I was wondering if you would lend them your strength.
Of course. Whatever you need.
Thank you, Clive. What would I do without you? Philippe told me he had men stationed at...
Where can I find the mistress of this establishment?
Here, my lady. To whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
My name is Sabine, and it is my displeasure to be the daughter of the Duke of Oriflamme, who I understand is causing you and your town no small amount of trouble. I wish to speak to you about what might be done.
Very well. Let us speak. I trust you'll...
Absolutely. Our conversation can wait.
Please.
As you know, my father is a most overbearing and supercilious man, and I join you in objecting to his every action. Indeed, I owe you my thanks for continuing to argue against his reckless plans. Yet I fear he is not one to be swayed by reason. No. He must be made to face the consequences of his actions.
And who would make him do this?
I would. Myself and several other like-minded individuals. Were you to join us, we would surely have the strength to drive him from Northreach for good.
Does that not seem a trifle... drastic?
Drastic action is precisely what is called for. Unless you are content to see your... My father would have it that citizens exist only to serve the Empire. But he is wrong. It is not the people who must serve the Empire, but the Empire... He's always been like this. Scornful of the opinions of anyone he judged beneath him. But he cannot be allowed to ride roughshod over the common. We must fight him. By all possible means.
Fight him? No. My purpose is to quell the tension in Northreach, not to stoke it. Respectfully, my lady. While I understand your frustrations, I cling to the hope that he may yet be won round.
False hope, I assure you. But I see that if you will extend me the same courtesy, I bid you good day.
She certainly has spirit.
Indeed. But unfortunately for us, that spirit is only likely to harden the Duke's resolve. Which maybe this is all about her and her father.
Families.
I'm sorry, where were we? Ah, yes. But perhaps it's better that you heard them from him. I believe he's in the market, if you'd be so kind as to seek him out.
Right away.
It's just a pity I cannot join you. I'd like to see the two of you in action together.
Your town needs you.
What does the dame have to say about all this?
So you are content to abandon... Please, I beseech you. If you are a true son of Northreach, you must fight to defend your home.
That's exactly what I am doing, milady. Or trying to, at least. The land is crawling with fiends, and someone has to keep watch.
Even when our true enemy is hiding in the garrison? Fine. You're not the only able-bodied man in Northreach. Thank you so much for your help.
She cornered you too, then?
Could hardly get a word in edgeways. Like father, like daughter, eh?
She made an uninvited appearance at the Vale earlier. hoping to convince the Dame to join her in fomenting rebellion.
I bet that went well. Her ladyship seems to have a way with people. Anyway.
Our mutual friend thought you might welcome some help.
Oh, she did she? Right as always. In fact, you're just the man. We've had...
They're back.
Seems that way. We haven't been able to confirm anything yet, but if you're willing...
Right. Where should I look?
You know Grieger's Weep?
I'm on my way.
Thank you, Clive. I'll look into one of the other sightings. Let's rendezvous back here.
Damn it. The reports were true. I need to stop them before they get to the town.
It's over. It's over.
Call that a test, Ultima?
Clive, it's me. You all right?
I am. But it seems the reports were true. The thralls have returned. I dispatched the few that I found, though.
Well, that's something, I suppose. But what were they doing south of town? They all came from the north last time. We might be able to fend off an attack from one side or the other, but from both?
Do you have eyes in the north?
Some. I should probably go and have a look, though, just to be sure. You head back to Northreach. I want you there just in case war breaks out while I'm away.
What do you mean?
Her ladyship's been busy working her magic on the townspeople, stirring up ill feeling towards her father. She'll have her marching on the barracks if we're not careful.
What? This is exactly what the Dame was afraid of. I'll do what I can to calm things down. Be careful out there, all right?
Don't...
Do you not see, Father? The people of Northreach have given enough, and only a fool would ask for more.
Listen to me, Sabine. Where would our people be without their country, hmm? The Empire is their sword and their shield. It is she that ensures they can live without fear. But now she teeters on the brink. Without their sword, how will the people fight? Without their shield, how will they protect their kin? Can the unarmed stand against the advancing hordes? No. But there is yet hope. A new shield, a new sword. A new empire. We can rebuild Sandbreck, just as Great Grieger wills it.
Perhaps we could, Father. But we don't want to. Not if it is built on the broken backs of the people.
Please, let us not quarrel in the street. You must see that no good will come of this. Our fight is not with each other, but with the threat that draws ever closer to our gates. A threat that your sword has yet to rid us of, Your Eminence.
You will hold your tongue, whore! You may have filled my daughter's head with your heresy, but I will not be corrupted.
Corrupted. Your daughter's opinions are her own, as you would know if you had ever deigned to listen to her. At least I hope they are your opinions, and not posturing born of a family feud. Northreach deserves better than that.
Northreach deserves better than you, Carla. Yes, I know who you are. The slut of Twinside who bedded a Branded.
Jealous, are you? That a woman might choose a bearer over a pious man of Griega.
Clive! I met a swarm of thralls coming south from Oriflamme. Hundreds of them. Too many to count.
Oh, fuck. No. Work on the fortifications has scarcely begun. We will retreat to Caer Norvent and there make our stand. Did you hear me? That was an order!
While this is but a heartfelt plea, let us make our stand here and protect our homes. Protect those that we love. Together, for Northreach!
You heard the dame. What are we waiting for? Pikemen to the gates. Archers to the roofs. Quickly, come on!
But she is but a common...
whore, yes. And we'd follow her to the gates of hell. The men have their orders, and they look like following them. I got them spaced out at regular intervals. Whichever direction the thralls strike from, there'll be someone there to meet them.
Thank you, Philippe. Rest assured, the people will play their part. The herbalist has donated her stock of medicines to me. Should any of your men be injured, take them to the Vale. We'll see to them there.
Thank you, milady. I will.
I'll play my part too. You still want for numbers. Unlike the enemy. I only hope I can go some way to evening the odds. Philippe, can I leave the south in your...
Of course. I'll lead a... What about you?
I'll make my way up the road to Oriflamme. I fought a few of these things.
All right.
Thank you.
You can thank us when it's over.
Till then, madame.
When the fight begins, we can take refuge.
I want steel in the hands of every man.
This is more like it. Come on then. Test me. Is it over? No. It's only just begun. Let's try. To me, boy! I can't. I wonder how the others fared. Better hurry back to town.
Clive.
And you. The road to Oriflamme is clear. How did you and your men fare?
Well, we ended up fighting for our lives down by the lake.
Glad to hear it.
Well, I thank you both for answering the call.
You were right, and I was wrong. About everything. I had thought that the only way to unite the people was under the banner of Empire, that without a strong hand to guide, they would drift apart. But you brought them together, not by force, nor by the exercise of goddess, but by simply being one of them.
Our purpose was ever the same, You were merely distracted by a loftier vision.
You have the right of it again, as did you. Sabine, his radiance said it himself. I forgot that. And I am sorry.
I'm sorry too, but I should never have taken things so far. I only wanted you to understand how the people felt, how I felt.
Do not blame yourself, my dear. I should have listened to you.
Your Eminence, your ladyship. But I believe the same could be said of us all. We all want safety, security, prosperity, and we may yet achieve it. Will you join us in this?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Eminence. Now that that is settled, and today there are more than ever before.
Madam Isabel Ism, in these dark times, I see that it is not men like me who should lead.
You're right.
Forgive me for saying so, milady. The dame said it herself, and that goes for you. You're one of us now.
One of you.
Well said, Captain.
Well, since there's nothing more to be done here, I should see if Isabel needs any help moving the wounded.
Can we get you anything?
There's no need to worry any longer.
I saw several soldiers being carried to the Vale.
How goes the treatment of the wounded? I'd be happy to man one end of a stretcher if it would help.
You've helped quite enough for one day, Clive. Thank you.
Don't mention it.
Oh, but I must. After all you've done for this town, it is the very least you deserve.
Tell me, but I sense you would rather have died here.
It's a long story.
For you, madame, I have all the time in the world.
Very well. I was Carla then, courtesan to the nobility. So sought after was I that it was only they. Alas, those halcyon days were not to last. For naive as I was, I fell in love with a bearer. He was my master's guard, the gentlest man I have ever known. After they discovered us together, he was whipped bloody and forbidden from ever looking, and so we fled. Not that we had anywhere to flee to, until we found ourselves here, in Northreach. It was that fed us, clothed us, and healed our hurts. Those that could be healed, at least. My love.
He passed away.
He did. But at least we were able to share a few moments of peace before the end. It was the greatest gift I have ever received. But the generosity of this town and her people did not. The men and women of the Vale supported me through my grief. Shared in it, though I was still a stranger to them. They treated me like a sister. And so I swore that I would always do the same. That I would return the kindness that Northreach showed me. That I would repay my debt.
Thank you, Isabel, for sharing this with me.
Perhaps that is why I have never stop fighting, Clive, and I shan't either. I know the people, the soldiers, even the Duke of Oriflamme and his daughter, all united in defense of this town that we have come to. And what of you? Can we count on your support too?